Inhale, open, and exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, walk or jump to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog, walking it out. Right leg goes up, comes in between the hands to warrior one. Now we open to side crescent and back and folding down. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Left leg goes up in between the hands, folding up to crescent pose. And an open twist to the opposite side. Arms go up and breathing. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Walk or jump your feet to your hands, folding in all the way up to the top. And namaste. Inhale up and exhale down to the ground. Inhale halfway up and exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg goes up and in between the hands. Open up to warrior two. Side angle pose. And we go into a bind, which you don't have to do. Next level. And back to side angle pose. Pausing. And now it's twisted side angle pose to the opposite side of your body. And back down to chaturanga, inhaling on an inhale and exhale, downward dog. Left leg goes up in between the hands as we open up to warrior two. Side angle pose and binding, opening up the chest further. Back to side angle and pausing over the foot, twisting side angle pose. Keeping the hips parallel. And we reach back to chaturanga, inhale on an upward dog, exhale downward dog. Walking out the dog. Right leg goes up, between the hands. Straighten the back leg. We just fold over the front leg. Opening the back of that leg. And stretching out the lower back, keeping the hips parallel to the ground. Warrior three as we lift our chest. Another version of warrior three on one leg, balancing. Arms go down, standing splits. Bring your left leg back and pushing the second leg backward just to fold over that leg and open the back of the left leg now. Opening the lower back and the back of the left leg. Pulling it in deeper. Warrior three. Arms can be in front or the side or the back. Balancing on the left leg. We dip down into standing splits on the opposite side, opening or keeping the legs straight. Folding in, grabbing the toes, yogi toe lock, and pulling your body into your legs for a deeper stretch in the back of both legs now. Releasing that. Taking the right leg in yogi toe lock out to the side. Getting a side angle stretch. Taking the left leg in yogi toe lock and reaching out to the side. And down. Folding in. And rolling up to the top. Now we move our bodies to face the opposite side of the mat. And we open our legs wide, opening the front of the body and folding down. Keeping the back straight. Grabbing outsides of our feet if we can. And folding in. Bringing the hands to center. And getting our head to the ground if we can. Preparing. Opening to one side of the body. Keeping hips parallel to the ground. And opening to the opposite side. Cupping our head in preparation once again for headstand. Bringing the legs up over the head or staying down, but if you can do headstand, this is the perfect time. Aligning from head to toe, balancing, breathing, enjoying a new perspective. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping the body in perfect alignment, leg variations, or back to the ground, and walking that out. Coming up to the top, bending the right leg in, bending the left leg, and circling back to chaturanga. Inhale. Upward dog, exhale, downward dog. And the right leg goes up, comes through the arms, and you open to the opposite side, balancing the hips. Arms go back, opening the chest and the shoulders, and coming forward into an arm stretch, a shoulder opener. Arms come down, open the legs a little wider, and the head comes to the mat. Another headstand variation with a different arm hold. Working the balance and coming down into child's pose, resting here. Breathing. Hands over the head, stretching open and coming back to the right leg. Circling down to chaturanga and an inhale, upward dog, and exhale back to downward dog, walking it out. Walking or jumping up to the top of the mat. Exhaling into your legs and inhaling into chair pose. Side chair, taking the arms over to the right side, twisting. Back to center and over to the left side chair, keeping the arms parallel and the hands into the chest. All the way up to the top. And exhale, namaste. Inhaling. Exhale over the body. Inhale, looking up and back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Jumping to the front of the mat and exhaling into your body. Inhale up to the top and exhale forward. Inhale halfway up and we exhale chaturanga. Inhale upward dog, exhale downward dog. Inhale up to the top of the mat and exhale into your body. Inhaling up to the sky and exhale over your feet. Halfway up, exhale chaturanga. Inhale upward dog, exhaling downward dog, walking it out. Jump to the top of the mat, inhaling and exhaling into your body. All the way up to the sky and exhale, namaste. Taking one foot into the leg, bouncing in tree pose. Arms can go up or stay at the chest, whatever feels comfortable to you. Breathing. And left leg up into the leg, above the knee. Arms into the chest or above the head for archery balance. Right side again. You can do another arm hold or the same, and then we take the right leg out to the side. Balancing on one foot. The foot goes down into tree pose. Next side. Rebalance the body. Bring the left leg into the chest and back to King Dancer pose. Balancing the body parallel to the ground. We come up and release. Right leg comes in, squaring off and folding over. Great stretch in the back of the leg. Left leg, same thing. Stretching over the leg. Come down into squat, opening both sides of the hips. And we come right into crow pose. Pulling the stomach in and pushing back into chaturanga. Opening the neck. Walking the feet up. Turning to the right side, side crow. Balancing on one arm. One leg can come out or it can stay in. And switching to the opposite side. Side crow, balancing from the right to the left. Stacking the legs one on top of the other. Walking back into downward dog. And into dolphin pose. Stretching the legs straight. One leg goes up and opens. Opposite leg and opening the hip in dolphin pose. Come back down into child's pose and breathe it out. Coming into pigeon pose, right leg in front, bent, both hips on the ground, and walking your arms over your knee. And breathing. This is one of the best hip openers. Give yourself about 5 deep breaths, walking it up and bringing that leg back to open up. Left leg comes through, hips on the ground. The leg can be bent in more if you need it, or it can come out further if you're more flexible. And then just reaching over your body and breathing. Toes are tucked under. Again, about 5 deep breaths. Walk your hands back up and stretch that hip open. Come back to tabletop and do a shoulder opener. Bring it to the ground and stretching through the side body, keeping the hips parallel. And bring it out further for an additional shoulder stretch. The higher up it goes, the deeper the stretch. And the left side. Keeping those hips parallel, stretching that shoulder. A little deeper. Coming back to down dog and walking the dog. Jumping to the front of your mat, inhaling halfway up and exhale. Inhaling all the way to the top and exhaling at namaste. Inhaling again. And exhale over your body. Inhale halfway and exhale, walk or jump to the back of your mat, chaturanga. Inhale upward dog, exhale downward dog. Breathing. Now we come down to the ground. Take one leg on top of the other. This is other hip opener. It's called pigeon pose, but it's the easier pigeon pose. Folding over the body, bending at the waist, not the back, but bending at the hips where the waist and the hips meet. And just breathing. If it's too hard for you to put that second foot on top, you can do just regular cross legs. And now switch the feet, other side. Get a nice big hip stretch in the back. Folding over the legs and breathing, bending from the hips. Walking it back up and putting the legs out as we go onto our backs. Here we start some abs, alternate leg bicycle abs, elbow to knee, Breathing. Elbow to knee. Making sure you get that full twist in your abdomen. The slower the better. A little rest. Your hands go underneath your buttocks and your feet go straight up and lower, keeping your abs engaged. Back to the top and lower. Keeping your hands underneath your hips is better to support the lower back. And lower. 45 degrees up and lower, and continue. We do an increment, so we go all the way to the top, down a little, hold, down a little, hold, and then down. Never touching the ground. Pause, 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 and back up, pause, pause. And number 3, then you go again, pausing in between breaths. Take a break. Now we're in boat pose. Just holding it there. Making sure your chest is opening. Holding the abs in. Breathing. Relax. Back to boat pose. And out and in. Breathing. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, never touching the feet to the ground, never touching the back to the ground. Working those abs. And balance and breathing. Back and rolling. Roll around on your spine, back and forth a little bit, and then back to seated. Come back down to your mat. Prepare for bridge pose. Take the shoulders underneath the body and push those hips up, keeping the chin to the chest. Hips and knees parallel, about hip distance apart. Breathing and opening up the front of your body. And come back down. And back to bridge pose, interlacing those fingers and getting the hips up. Breathing. You can take one leg up to the sky, make it a little bit more difficult. Balance it with the other leg, keeping those hips up. And coming down to the ground. Preparing for wheel pose, putting the arms behind you and pushing to the top of your head first and then all the way to the top. Opening those shoulders, feeling the chest, the abdomen push towards the sky. In a perfect wheel. And coming down to rest. One more time, pushing up to wheel pose. Feeling the full stretch and openness, lifting one leg to the sky, then the other leg to the sky, balancing those hips parallel to the ground, feeling a full openness in the body. Coming down to the ground and relaxing, feeling the open. And rolling from side to side on the spine, just giving it a little massage, pulling one leg in, pulling it over to the side for a nice spinal stretch, spinal twist, keeping that shoulder on the ground and the opposite knee towards the ground. Opening, twisting, creating space. And come to the opposite side, hug in the left knee and pull it over to the right side of the body. Stretching that left shoulder down and the right knee to the opposite side. Opening the spine, creating space. Back to center, taking the right leg up and stretching. Creating space in the back of the leg. Releasing the next leg and pulling this right leg towards the body. And out to the side. Creating space in the inner thigh. Keeping those hips on the ground as much as you can. Breathing, flexing that left foot. And bring you back to center and over to the opposite side for a spinal twist. Keeping the right shoulder on the ground. Back to center. Squeezing that leg in and switching sides. Taking the left leg, straightening it out. Right foot on the ground. Trying to make that left knee as straight as possible. Straightening that right leg and bringing the left leg out to the side. Keeping the right shoulder on the ground and the left hip on the ground. Opening up the thighs, creating space. And taking that left leg over to the opposite side of the body for a deep spinal twist. Keeping left shoulder on the ground and right foot on the ground and breathing. Such a good twist right here. And then you take that left knee in, squeeze both legs in, and take them both to the right side, keeping the left shoulder on the ground, opening the spine, and over to the left side and the right shoulder on the ground, twisting. Then we take it back to center and just rock yourself up. Both legs come out, taking the right leg in for a side stretch over the left leg, flexing that left foot, and pulling your body in for an open side stretch. By this time you're pretty warm, so you can stretch deeper. And switching legs, taking the left leg into the body and stretching over the right leg, folding from the waist. And opening the side body, pulling that left arm open. Stretching the whole left side of the body. And we come back and just folding over your legs from your waist, keeping your knees straight and trying to get the chest to the knees. And come down onto the back. Reaching your feet over your head into plow pose. Shoulder stand. Keeping your spine straight, as straight a line as possible. No curvature in the back. Pointed toes. Flexing through the legs. Keeping the shoulders in and rolling back down into fish pose to counteract that stretch, opening the chest and flexing the back, keeping the abs in and breathing. Coming down to the back and squeezing the legs in, coming into Shavasana, resting pose. We stay in this pose between 5 and 15 minutes, taking in all the work you've just put into your body and your soul, and letting your mind go as you slip away and relax. Namaste.